timeline history of film. Definition of film. Film is a form of storytelling or entertainment that uses moving images to tell a story or convey information. It is created by recording and projecting sequences of images, often with accompanying sound. Types of film. Here are some common types of films. Action films. These movies are filled with excitement, physical stunts, and dynamic sequences. Comedy films. Comedy films aim to make the audience laugh. Drama films. These movies focus on realistic storytelling. Science fiction, sci-fi. Films. Sci-fi films explore futuristic concepts, advanced technology, and imaginative worlds. They often involve space travel, time travel, or futuristic scenarios. Fantasy films. Fantasy movies involve magical elements, mythical creatures, and imaginative settings that are not grounded in reality. Horror films. Horror movies are designed to evoke fear and suspense. They often include supernatural elements, monsters, or psychological thrills. Animated films. Animated movies use techniques like cartoons, computer-generated imagery, CGI, or stop motion to bring characters and stories to life through animation. Thriller films. Thrillers are suspenseful and often involve intense situations, mysteries, or crime. They keep the audience on the edge of their seats. Film history. First film, 1888. Who? Louis Le Prince. When? 1888. Where? Roundhay, Leeds, United Kingdom. Film. Roundhay Garden Scene. Early films, 1890s. Who? Thomas Edison, William Kennedy Laurie Dixon. When? Late 19th century, 1890s. Where? United States. Key contribution? Developed the kinetoscope, an early motion picture exhibition device, and produced short films for it. First public screening, 1895. Who? Lumière brothers, Auguste and Louis Lumière. When? December 28, 1895. Where? Paris, France. Key event: conducted the first public screening of films using the cinematograph, marking the birth of cinema. Pioneering filmmaker, 1890s, 1900s. Who? Georges Méliès. When? Late 19th century to early 20th century. Where? France. Key. Contribution: created innovative and imaginative films, including A Trip to the Moon, 1902, considered one of the earliest science fiction films. Early cinema development, 1900s. Who? Various filmmakers worldwide. When? Early 20th century. Where? Different countries. Key aspect: cinema rapidly developed, with filmmakers experimenting with storytelling techniques, special effects, and diverse genres. Film industries: Hollywood. Movies from the United States, especially from a place called Hollywood in Los Angeles. Bollywood. Movies from India, known for colorful and musical stories, mostly in the Hindi language. Lollywood. A term sometimes used for movies from Pakistan, particularly from Lahore, but it's not as common as Hollywood or Bollywood. Nollywood. Movies from Nigeria, often made on a smaller budget, but Nigeria produces a lot of them. Chinese cinema. Movies from China, including traditional martial arts films and modern story. European cinema. Movies from various countries in Europe, each with its own unique style. Iranian cinema. Movies from Iran, often focusing on deep and African cinema. Movies from different African countries, with Nollywood, Bollywood, and Tollywood. Movies from specific regions in India, each with its own language and style. Thai cinema. Movies from Thailand, often known for action films and unique storytelling. Turkish cinema. Movies from Turkey, exploring various genres. Russian cinema. Movies from Russia, often with an artistic and philosophical touch. Middle Eastern cinema. Movies from countries in the Middle East, each reflecting its own cultural and social context. The history of film timeline. 19th century, 1832-1833. Joseph Plateau and Simon von Stampfer independently developed devices that simulate motion through the rapid display of still images, laying the groundwork for motion pictures. 1878. Edward Muybridge uses a series of still photographs to study motion, contributing to the understanding of motion picture technology. 1890s. The birth of cinema. 1895. Auguste and Louis Lumière present the cinematography, a motion picture camera and projector, and screen the first films to a public audience in Paris. 1896, 1897. The first film exhibitions in the United States by Lumière brothers and Thomas Edison. 1900s, 1910s. Silent era and narrative films. 1903. The Great Train Robbery is released, marking one of the earliest narrative films. 1915. D.W. Griffith releases The Birth of a Nation, a landmark film in terms of storytelling and technique, but criticized for its racist content. 1920s. The silent film Golden Age and the Rise of Hollywood. 1927. The Jazz Singer is released, featuring synchronized sound and marking the transition to the era of talkies. 1930s, 1940s. The Golden Age of Hollywood. 1933. The first feature-length animated film, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, is released by Disney. 1939. Gone with the Wind and The Wizard of Oz are released, both using Technicolor and becoming classics. 1950s, 1960s. Rise of television and technological advances. 1953. CinemaScope, a widescreen film format, is introduced. 1956. The first synchronized sound and color videotape is developed. 1960s. The French New Wave movement challenges traditional filmmaking conventions. 1970s, 1980s. New Hollywood and blockbusters. 1975. Steven Spielberg's Jaws becomes the first blockbuster, changing film distribution and marketing. 1977. Star Wars revolutionizes the film industry with its special effects and merchandising. 1990s. Rise of independent cinema and digital technology. 1994. The release of Pulp Fiction and The Shawshank Redemption contributes to the success of independent cinema. 1999. The Matrix showcases groundbreaking special effects and popularized bullet time. 2000s, 2010s. Digital revolution and globalization. 2001. The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, demonstrates the use of advanced CG. 2010s. Streaming services like Netflix change the distribution landscape, and films like Avatar and Avengers Endgame break box office records. 2020s. Ongoing evolution. The film industry continues to evolve with advancements in technology, changes in distribution models, and new storytelling approaches.